ever play a game that is so fun, and that fun has really nothing to do with the mechanics of the game? You just kind of watch one person who just desperately tries every time and just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. There's an inversely proportional rule of how many times Bob plays and how badly he does in Galaxy Trucker.
It's a fun game. I like it, but I just do not do well with it.
Welcome to the G3 Board, everyone. We're going to be talking about Galaxy Trucker. It's a game that we've played a lot. We've only played it once on camera, but we've played it a lot over the days, over the weeks.
This is a game that I've wanted for years. This game's like 10 years old now. I've wanted it for years, and we go to Gen Con a lot, and like every Gen Con I would try to get into a teach of it, and we never could.
Yeah.
And then last year we finally got into one, and we sat down, and I was the Bob.
The unlucky one, yeah.
I was the Bob. My ship got blasted badly on like the first card of the game. And the person teaching it tried to have mercy on me. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, this is the way the game's played.
Right.
So that, it'll never happen to me again. And I learned my lesson, and now I build a solid ship every time. That much can't be said for everyone, but some people are just really unlucky too. And unfortunately, this game does not like Bob. Bob likes game.
Yeah.
Game does not like Bob.
It's unforgiving.
It's
you make the mistakes too.
It's the extra sauce pizza of the gaming world for Bob.
Yeah. Cheese on the side? No. All right, so what you do in this game is you construct a ship, and then you're a trucker. You go out, you collect goods. That's how you get points. You go through the card deck, and things happen. Those things can be landing on planets to collect merchandise. You can encounter pirates or abandoned space stations, which cost you different things.
Meteors.
Meteors you can encounter. You can go through a combat zone. I don't know why you wouldn't just go around the combat zone, but you're going through the combat zone. Space is pretty big. I'll just go this way.
No one will see me.
Yeah. They're busy. I'll go that way. They got beef. Yeah. So cards come out, things happen. You collect points, or you collect cargo, which you trade for points later on. That is, if your cargo should survive to the end of the game and not get sheared off by a meteor or something like that. There are 3 different kinds of ships. You have the very basic ship, which is a small-ish kind of ship. Then you have ship number 2, which is slightly bigger. And then if you want to play a longer game, you choose ship number 3, which is the big boy right there. Oh, right there. Big boy. So, and I believe this was the ship that Bob had sheared in 2 from the left.
Previous play.
Yeah, so the game starts with the game starts with all these tiles are face down, and we have to do it. It's a kind of weird tile draft mechanic where you can only draw one at a time, and you're only supposed to use one hand because you're supposed to pick up the tile, look at it, decide if you're going to play it or put it back out, and then that's how the tiles get flipped up. As people drawing them and putting them back. And it's whatever. I mean, I think that when people are playing the game, there's a lot of, oh, I don't need that. I put it down.
Yeah, I think that's acceptable, though.
So then what you do is you build your, you draft all these tiles, and then you build your ship. And these tiles have 3 different kind of connectors on them. They have like one big thick connector, they have 2 thin connectors, or a triple connector, a thick one in the middle.
Universal.
And 2
Universal.
thin ones. Yeah. Universal. And if their connectors... When you put your ship together, if the connections don't match, then that part falls off. And that's what happened to Bob when we played the first few times. That's how his ship got sheared in half, because he had some key pieces that the connectors didn't line up right. And so that one piece that the connections fell off, and then like a domino, all the other pieces connected to it.
If I wasn't an honest gamer, no one would have known the wiser.
I would.
You do the spot check.
Jay checked mine. I looked at yours.
But I noticed it like halfway into my build, and if no one was paying attention, I kind of.
You're right, and that's the thing about this. Once you place a tile, and once you grab the next tile, the previous one is welded in. You can't move it.
Yeah.
You're on the honor code, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you are. It's the honor system. But there's 3 levels of difficulty to this this game. It's really 3 game lengths that you play through. Oh, a quick word about the tiles, too. So on the tiles, you have habitats. You have engines, double engines, weapons, double weapons, batteries, cargo space that's normal, and then cargo space that is the extremely valuable and highly volatile items.
Shields.
And shields. And you need batteries to power your double engines, your double weapons, and your shields. And so you're trying to get all these things, and you're trying to get a good mix at the same time. In addition, there's also alien habitats that you can grab that the aliens do something special for your ship as well. And so there's a wide variety of how you can build your ships. Nothing's ever going to be the same. The connectors are all in different spots on the tiles as well. And so you're really building this Frankenstein's monster of a ship, trying to put it together and make it solid.
Frankenbuild.
And it doesn't always work. And I had a piece fall off before we even launched that. Jay had spotted from across the thing. He was like, oh, I see a problem. And he was delighted that he saw a problem with my ship.
My ship was 100%. No problems at all.
Yeah, but you had gaps in it. You just decided it was fine.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you had every section selected.
That's what I go for.
He was
every
empty.
section,
I had a few that I was.
ship.
But not only that, is that every one of every forward tile had a gun, every rear tile had an engine, and you can't get any better than that for building a solid ship.
Sure can. And yet I did lose pieces as we went because that's the nature of the game. Something's going to happen to you. And I ended up getting hit by a big meteor right in a soft spot, took out 2 of my engines. It didn't impact me. It was towards the end of the game, so it wasn't that bad. But you're susceptible. You get hit, stuff starts to fall off your ship, and now your perfect build is looking not so great.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you get hit by a meteor in the middle of the game, that's one thing. But if you lose half your ship in space dock,
Yeah,
you know, that's,
I had debris following me as soon as I left Space Dock.
I don't know why they license you to fly. I don't know.
I'm like that pilot from Galaxy Quest, just rubbing up against the dock on the way out.
And then you launch with 80% of a ship, 90%.
no, less than that,
Yeah.
like 75% of a ship.
But
I had
that-
a lot of empty spots.
But that's the thing. When you decide you're happy building your ship, you can flip the last timer, and that puts everybody else on warning that when that timer's done, you're done, no matter where you are. And I was pretty close to done, so I finished with most of it left. Bob did what he could.
My strategy was to get my ship done as soon as possible, flip that, and then put them under pressure to finish theirs. But I didn't realize after I flipped it that Jay only had like 1 spot to fill. Anyways.
And then, then I was panicking, and I.
But it
couldn't
has worked
figure
out in
things
the past. We've played this in the past where that last flip is
Yeah.
instrumental
Yeah.
in someone's downfall.
Yeah. But, there's so many different tiles, and there's such variety of ships that it's infinite replayability. You're never going to end up with the same thing. I always end up with a perfect ship because that's how I am. My ship is always perfect. It's always beautiful, and I always win at this game. So,
Okay. Well, I guess if those first 2 statements are correct, might as well go with the last one.
however, Bob has unfortunate luck in this game. His ship does not. Your shields survive muster. You don't have any batteries to power them, but they are there. So
I started off. I had good engines and good weapons, and then
you made it back alive, and that's the main thing.
I did that at
Yes.
least. So
See,
Just in debt.
Jay lost some crew along the way.
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but it's a good game. I like it a lot. Then you go through the cards. There's a variety of different things that happen to you. You can land on planets, which is how you're going to get your the majority of the
Earnings.
cargo.
Yeah,
Thank you very
cargo.
much. And the cargo equals earnings. You have open space, which is just how fast can you go. And you have random things like an abandoned station where if you have a crew of 7, if you have enough people to search it, you can come back with these resources. And all these things cost you time as well. So, except for the drag strip, of course, where you're gaining time. Of the other cards, you want to land on this planet, fine, you lose time. You want to search the station, fine, you lose time. You got Meteor Swarm that pops up in here.
Don't tell me that Meteor Swarm again.
The Meteor Swarm is what finally finished Bob off,
Yeah.
but you're taking damage. Do you have shields? Do you have batteries to power those shields? Do you have weapons to defend against the larger ones? And this one was unusual. We got hit from the left from
Yeah.
a larger one. I got hit. Did you get hit?
The big one? Yeah, it was down at 9, and that took out my 2 crew.
Oh,
My
that's
crew
right.
quarters,
That's
yeah.
where you lost 2 souls. You said. So Bob took a hit on that. I took a hit on that. But you can roll high enough or low enough so something will just miss you. And we did get some lucky rolls in there too. This is a Stardust card. Get dust in your open connectors.
Like every one of them.
Bob at that point had a lot of open connections, so he filled with a lot of dust.
Yeah, Bob had the inside-out ship.
Right.
All open connectors.
Yeah.
But there's a fine variety of cards, and we didn't even use all the cards. There's a bunch of level 1 cards, but we're only using 1. There's a bunch of level 2 cards, we're only using 2. There's a bunch of level 3 cards, which we didn't even use at this level. So just a word on our playability, I think for a game like this, it's incalculable.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because you have 3 different sizes of ships too. I mean, the pieces are all fine. I mean, these tiles are...
Nice
they're fine. I mean, the cubes here, these energy things are a little bit small. They're a little bit hard to work with, and if you're trying to pick them up off your ship, sometimes your tiles are going to get messed up. But whatever. These things are fine. So I mean, the piece quality is good enough.
A word on pieces, you're right. The components are good enough, but you don't manipulate them a lot either.
No.
And so, like for the cards, I'm not going to sleeve these because they're not going to wear out. I don't got to worry about passing them around a table and somebody getting pizza all over it or Cheetos or whatever. And so I'm not even going to sleeve these. And you guys know me, I sleeve everything. So all my games cost me twice as much as they should. Now 3 times as much. Thank you, tariffs.
Yeah.
But you're not using the pieces all that much. You're right. These are a little small and they're hard to manipulate.
Yeah. So. But they got to fit on these tiles. So,
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But, Bob, what are your thoughts on this game?
No comment. No, I like it. I like the concept. I like it's in 2 phases. You do the building. Normally, I'm okay at tile drafting games and building games. But for some reason, when that timer goes off, I just kind of lose it.
It's the pressure.
It's the pressure. The pressure.
Yeah, and it is like two separate games. It's the building game, which is fun in and of itself. Who's going to win that? Jason definitely won that, and then then it's who's going to win the rest of it. I guess if you have the really, really good ship, you have a leg up for the game itself.
I think the building portion actually takes longer than the game portion. Building it takes a longer time than going through the cards. Might be my opinion, but it just is what it is.
As long as you understand the cards.
Yeah. Well, you're going to check the rule book. We played this a bunch of times, but we haven't played it in a minute. So, we had to check a lot, and we were kind of laughing at each other doing it. But I like this game. It's a classic. It's over 10 years old. I even saw like a giant version of this game where the tiles are absolutely huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw that at Gen Con too. People had
that's
an
cool.
entire floor plan. It was super cool.
Nice.
I couldn't even tell you how expensive something like that would be. But yeah, Galaxy Trucker, 10 years old. It's a classic. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it.
I'm even seeing on the box there's a digital app and a novel.
Novel.
The novel.
Bob got the novel. It fell apart halfway through.
Oh, the binding on this is crap. All these pages are falling out. What the
I
heck?
left some back there.
I couldn't finish it because there were missing pages.
Someone spilled coffee and went on it. Just it's horrible.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the 2nd edition, but you can pick it up for $40 directly through the manufacturer.
I mean, it's such a great game. We talked about it being 10 years old, but they're still playing it at Gen Con. They still have lines of people signing up to play this game. It's a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good game.
If you've ever played this game before, let us know down in the comments. Let us know which one of your gaming friends always consistently has their ship fall apart before it leaves space dock. While you're down there, go ahead and consider subscribing and hit that little notification thing so you'll get notified when when we do this again. We'll see you next time.